Hello, the one who is watching this video. In Lecture 7, we have learned about spirituality, which is how leaders can maintain ethics and values in their teams and promote a sense of interconnectedness and understanding among the members. Today, we will keep focusing on it and even go further by applying it to one respected leader and a famous model. Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II's glorious deeds are countless, and we will spend the next 20 minutes showing as much as we can about the Queen's glorious life and, most importantly, what valuable lessons we can learn from them. So let's get started. Then it comes to the catalogs. We will firstly give a brief introduction about Elizabeth II and one module on spiritual leadership. Then we will show the application of the module on her and her cases. Finally, we will talk about personal reflections. Now let's begin the first part. During her early life, Elizabeth II was the eldest daughter of Prince Albert, the Duke of York, and his wife, Lady Elizabeth Balsleys. During the Second World War, she was tutored by her mother and took up her public duties as a member of royal family. In that period, he comforted and evacuated the people, and spared no effort to raise money for soldiers, and even had a good command of repairing cars. Undoubtedly, she made great contributions to her country in the war in her own way. When the time came to June 2, 1953, she was crowned as the queen till her mournful passing on September 8, 2022, being the queen for about 70 years. During the 70 years, her reign, politically focusing on the stabilization of the Commonwealth and the formation of various international relations. The Queen's heroic efforts to promote development, human rights, and global security were witnessed by the whole global people from then on, and it was universally acknowledged that she really did a respectable job. In 2011, she paid a visit to Ireland. This highly charged visit was the first tour by British monarch to Ireland since it won independence in 1922. Although there was a large quantity of objections in Ireland, she insisted on visiting there for a better relationship and future development for both countries. During that visit, Elizabeth did many ethic gestures and demonstrated much respect to Ireland and its people. During her reign, he made great devotion to decolonization. The 1960s and the 1970s all witnessed a significant acceleration in the decolonization of Africa and the Caribbean. During that period, more than 20 countries gained independence from Britain as part of a planned transition to self-government.
Now we have drawn a brief picture of Elizabeth II. It is time to introduce our model. It is spiritual leadership model proposed by Lewis W. Frey, 23. This model introduces a connection between spiritual leadership, spiritual well-being, and the triple bottom line, each of whom corresponds to individual, team, and society. Please let me explain each part of them in detail. In the first stage of spiritual leadership, the source of spiritual leadership is an inner life or spiritual practice, such as spending time in nature, prayer, religious practice, meditation, reading, yoga, or writing a journal. The first quality inspired by inner life is hope faith. Webster Dictionary defines faith as the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. People with hope faith have a vision of where they are going and how to get there. They are willing to face opposition the enduring hardships and suffering to achieve their goals. Hope faith is thus the source for the conviction that the organization's vision, purpose, mission will be fulfilled. Then comes the vision, which defines the broad journey and helps move the organization toward the desired future. This vision should vividly portray a journey that, when undertaken, will give one a sense of calling, of one's life having meaning and making a difference. To do so, it should energize people, give meaning to work, and gain a commitment. The final quality is altruistic love. In spiritually leading organizations, the culture must also embody the values of altruistic love, which states that appropriate extrinsic rewards form the basis of intrinsic rewards. Strategic leaders then should embody and abate in these values through their everyday attitudes and behavior. Altruistic love is given unconditionally upon being accepted into the organization. Having been equipped with three qualities inspired by inner life, spiritual leadership will come to the second stage, spiritual well-being. It has two parts, one of which is calling. Calling refers to the experience of transcendence or how one makes a difference through service to others, and in doing so, finding its meaning and purpose in life. Many people seek not only competence and proficiency to realize their full potential through their work, but also a sense that work has some social meaning of value. The term calling has long been used as one of the defining characteristics of a professional. They believe that their chosen profession is valuable, even essential to society, and they are proud to be a member of it.
Another part is about the membership, which encompasses a sense of belonging and community. The culture and social structures we are immersed in, and through which we seek, what William James, the founder of modern psychology, called man's most fundamental need to be understood and appreciated. At work, people value their affiliations and being interconnected to feel part of a large community. As we devote ourselves to social groups, membership intends the meaning of our personality by enmeshing it in a network of social connections that goes out as far as the group has influence and power, and backwards and forwards in relations to its history. We grow greater, longer-lived, more meaningful in proportion as we identify ourselves with the larger social life that surrounds us. Finally, we come to the large stage of this model. The dimensions of spiritual leadership and the process of satisfying spiritual needs then positively influence the key individual and organizational outcomes that comprise the triple bottom line. Now we have successfully drawn a full picture of our model. Let us make a summary of it. From the positioning point of view, this model can be seen as a process of continuous integration between individuals and teams. In the first stage, leading is concerned with leader development of personal spiritual leadership, where the emphasis is typically on individual knowledge and skills and abilities associated with the formal leadership role, as well as the directional influence of leaders on followers. In the second stage, leadership is concerned with organizational spiritual leadership development, where the focus is on the collective social influence process that engages everyone and enables groups of people to work together in meaningful ways. Organizational spiritual leadership emphasizes a less leaders-centric approach, focusing on engaging all group members to meet spiritual needs and enhance organizational commitment and performance. When the leader does his best to integrate these two qualities apart, his or her team, organization, and country will benefit and become better.
After the modal, it is time for us to move to the third part. In this part, we will tell how to apply modal to the leader. Firstly, we would like to share hope and faith behave on the Queen. Elizabeth always brings hope and faith to her citizens and all over the world. One of which happened during the COVID-19, the pandemic happening among us. In the UK, Elizabeth released the statement at that time to calm her people and give the courage to keep going. In fact, she was experiencing COVID-19 for the first time like everyone else, but she remained calm and confident, which also gave her people the hope and faith that they will survive this disaster and be glorified. Next, let's take a look at altruistic love, which also serves as an essential feature of the leader. It refers to a sense of love, harmony, and wholeness. This is because of the care and concern that the people feel for themselves and others. In personal dimension, Elizabeth II bears in mind a sentence which says, "Good memories are the second chance at happiness." Memorizing this in mind allows her to be tolerant and patient in the marriage of her and her lover. Additionally, in social dimension, she said that, "I have to be seen to be believed." These words perfectly demonstrate her compassion and love for her citizens. During her reign, she made many meaningful speeches about her people, was compassionate to the people, and was even personally involved in logistics during the Second World War, which amplifies her selfless and compassionate qualities. What's more, she cares about how people think about her and she wants to be understood by others.
Another important characteristic for a leader is vision and calling. Elizabeth, as the queen, made a declaration to promise that she will try her best to dedicate herself to citizens. In the turbulent times of the UK, she stands up as a leader to reassure the people. The content she said is not only a slogan, but also the duty she pursued forever. As you can see in PPT, Elizabeth is a responsible queen. There is an extra sample shared with you guys. Elizabeth was unable to attend the UN climate conference, but she understood that climate issue is essential for global development. So she still addressed the public, calling for world leaders to show real statesmanship. Furthermore, as a leader, the characteristic named memberships is indispensable. During the 70 years of Elizabeth II's reign, she was deeply loved and supported by her citizens, and she was praised throughout the whole world. Her coronation being held in 1952, it was displayed on public television so that many people knew her and could recognize her. Apart from her high popularity, she was widely supported, understood, and appreciated by people on account of good deeds she had done, such as providing refuge for the Americans during the Cold War. Due to her high membership, thousands of people gathered in front of the palace to mourn for her sudden passing. Above all, the great leader who combined hopes and faith, altruistic love, vision, and calling and membership. Elizabeth II, in her 70 years of reign, was her most sincere actions help her country through thick and thin. While achieving incredible achievement in the area of unity, economic development, and cultural well-being, we are confident that the Queen will be remembered for all her glory, along with her own.
Our time flies. By now, we must all be aware of the great deeds of Queen Elizabeth II, the spiritual leadership model, and how it is highly applicable in the life of the Queen. So let's go back to ourselves and see if what we've learned in the previous three sections can be applied to our daily lives and our future careers. Firstly, spirituality is connected to our daily lives. We have learned the importance of hope and faith in building our own spiritual leadership and how it helps to boost the confidence of the team by promoting a sense of unity and connectedness within it. No matter if it's the workplace or school, we need to express ourselves and share our ideas with others. Hence, it becomes necessary to be confident and comfortable in doing so. Although spirituality cannot provide ideas or solutions to our problems, it brings comfort and faith and gives us the belief that we can solve the problem successfully. Furthermore, in terms of calling, as computer science students, very often we shall be asked to work in a team, and we may also have to lead a few teams during our careers. So the leader is essential to make sure that the team has cohesion. And a calling may be useful in unifying the team and giving them a clear idea of what is expected of them. Now let's imagine a situation where the team is unclear about what they need to do and how they should go about doing it. Some teammates will have to face parts that they don't understand clearly. And as a result, teamwork cannot continue successfully. In such cases, it is shown that the concept of having a calling may be highly applicable. Finally, I'd like to talk about altruistic love. Now, as technology and society progress at incomprehensibly ridiculous rates, we now live in high-rise buildings with extremely fast and reliable internet connections. But because of this, the relationship between people has become more distant and indifferent. So, as members of modern society, we feel that we should learn from Queen Elizabeth II about her selfless love and enthusiasm for everyone in her country by greeting our fellow classmates and professors that we meet in the morning, by keeping the door open for the students behind us as we enter the library, by giving a warm smile to all the people we meet, and by treating everyone with love, kindness, and generosity. We fairly believe that this society can become more harmonious and warmer. This is how my group feels that the concepts of spirituality may be applied in our daily lives and also in our future careers as computer science students or fresh graduates who will have to work in a team comprised of experts and elites.
Hello everyone, since I'm the member of the production of the model part, the most touching point for me when writing a speech is Elizabeth II's equal and selfless love for her people. In fact, our group is fulfilled with such altruistic love. Even though everyone has a different division of labor, but we are not completely independent. Just as one of our members said, you don't need to work individually, and if there have anything we can give help, please let us know immediately. Now, the group mission has been completed and it's time for us to say goodbye to each other. But I believe the knowledge we have learned during these 3 months and these valuable experiences will accompany us to go further.
Hello everyone, I'm Jerry. From this lesson, I have been greatly inspired. Spirituality teaches us how to deal with spiritual problems from different perspectives and give everyone hope, faith, and love. At the same time, we should actively cooperate with others, accumulate our own experience, and establish a good sense of teamwork and social leadership. In another way, we are also supposed to learn from Elizabeth II to improve our spiritual realm and achieve simultaneous development in personal and social aspects. And from this group presentation experience, I have really felt the importance of teamwork and benefits of spiritual improvement for our future group. Really thank Mr. Titus for bringing us this opportunity.
From this presentation, I profoundly understand the meaning of one of the leadership quality, namely spirituality. In the future, when I'm faced with some challenging difficulties, I will maybe take this quality into application, and I will bring hope and faith to myself and others, and this will inspire me to solve the problem successfully, just like Elizabeth II did in the Second World War. She brought hope and faith to her citizens and made great contributions to her country. What's more, if I have group work from now on, I will cooperate more closely with my teammates and spare no effort to support them and do my due obligations. Last but not least, I will be more tolerant and treat others with more love and peace in the future, just like altruistic love shown from Elizabeth II.
In the period of study, most of the time we are working independently. The only task is passing the examinations so that we don't need to concern about other things. But when we get into the society, situation has been changed. We will realize that we live in a group. We face different kinds of people and things. As a result, the character of leadership becomes important to deal with the people around us. We need to have a positive attitude to solve the problem, just like what we taught in PPT. Spirituality is a useful quality that can apply in our daily life. We should learn how to organize, how to express ourselves clearly. Sometimes output is more important than input. We should transfer the interior things to the external things to let others understand. It's meaningless to immerse ourselves in this isolated world.
Whilst making this group project on spirituality, I was able to reinforce the definition of spirituality in my mind. It showed me why the late Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, was loved and respected by her people, and how she was able to implement a trait such as spirituality in her leading. Honestly, when I first saw this topic, I thought that it was something related to religion. But after learning about it through this project, I understand that while religion is a part of spirituality, true spirituality is more about the creation of kindness, trust, and also wholehearted dedication within the team. These also happen to be my key takeaways from this project. And these are also what I would like every single student watching this video to understand as well.
To be honest, it's my first time to doing such online presentation. Also, I'm amazed by how technical ways can be used in our study. Also, I think the leadership contains very large part in this project work because as first time I'm not a leader, I'm a member, but I think leadership to connect all the members in the groups together and also leading us for the same goals, not for our personal purposes. Also, I think the topic we study, like we discussed in the slides, the spirituality, and is very useful in my study life. Like now we study the computer science. I think this can give us a vision, imaginations to make our codings more to get the same output in different ways. And also, like I serve in the MSA team for a while, and this will give us a creative way to doing such sports exercise. We will create our own ways in our future lives to dealing with this great event.